is up, Eagles Nation, coming at you live from the Xfinity Lounge. Welcome to another edition of the Cheap Seats. In fact, the first of the regular season 2025 edition of the Cheap Seats, and I couldn't be more excited to be here and in front of the camera and in front of the microphone with my gang, ready to talk to you again because we are embarking on a brand new season. And yes, during training camp and the entire offseason, the messaging all around the team was that we're turning the page, we're putting it behind us, we're done. It happened, we're moving on. And you love to see it. You love to see that kind of mindset when Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman are saying it early in the offseason. And then you got guys like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they're all talking about it and being like, yeah, you know, winning the Super Bowl was great, but it wasn't everything it was cracked up to be. We more enjoyed the journey getting there. And then the start of training camp, you got team leaders like Jalen Hurts saying the past is in the past. Yesterday's results do not affect yesterday's accomplishments do not affect today's results. You got guys like Jordan Mailata swearing in front of the microphone about how we're moving on, and Lander Dickerson saying that the 2025 Eagles were the 2025 or 2024 Eagles were the 2024 Eagles. This is the 2025 Eagles, and this is a completely different team. It's different messaging than the first time we went through it, right? After the 2017 season, no sooner did Jason Kelce stand up on the Art Museum steps and say, hey, hungry dogs run faster, that the dogs felt like they got kind of, I don't know, fat, right? The hungry dogs got fat. You got Doug Peterson writing books. You got Nick Foles writing books. Everybody's enjoying themselves. Everybody's doing the TV appearances. You felt like the team was just kind of celebrating the fact that they just got the monkey off their back. And who can blame them? They didn't know how to act. It was their first one. We didn't know how to act as fans. We're out there the night of winning the Super Bowl eating horse crap off the ground. Give us a break. It's our first time. We don't know how to act. But the messaging this year has been so precise. And as training camp wrapped up today, and as we have our final preseason game on Friday, you're starting to feel like, yeah, the 2025 Eagles are a different thing because they're going to have their own unique set of challenges. Who's going to win the job and who's going to be the starter at CB2? What are we going to do at safety? What are we going to do on the offense? Is Steen ready to step up? And we're going to talk about all that. But as we turn the page, I couldn't be more excited to get underway and get after these Dallas Cowboys and drop a banner. Boys, welcome back to the Xfinity Lounge. We're going to be here every Wednesday right here on PHLY talking about our beloved Eagles. But hold on, time out. If I can be a long talk just a little bit further. Eagles Nation, before I introduce Mr. Jason Ashworth, I would just like to say that we have another member to our crew. And I would, from one father, and I'm sure I'm speaking for Black Gritty, another father, to now a brand new father of a beautiful baby girl. Congratulations, my friend. Welcome back. And congratulations on becoming a dad.
I appreciate you.
I'm retired.
Yeah. So your girl's off to college.
Yeah, I'm good.
Retired.
I'm good. You can have the baby. I got rid of my baby, so I'm good. I'm done dadding.
I got a late start on it, apparently. But little Jalen Ray, she's in the mix. She's in the nest.
Jalen Ray,
and she's already decked out in her Eagles gear. That closet is full. So I appreciate you. We're looking forward to it. We're enjoying it.
Proud Papa smile, man.
Big proud Papa.
Warms my heart.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. Thank you. But on the Eagles notes, I like how, to kind of turn the page on that, I like how you started off talking about how we were eating horse crap off the streets. I mean, speak for yourself. I don't know. That wasn't on my menu. I mean, fair enough. But yeah, I kind of like how that mentality, standard's the standard, right? And I kind of like how that's permeated through. And it is kind of a no nonsense. It is look, this is 2025, turn the page, because we may have made those mistakes, or this team may have made those mistakes in the past. And we'll see where it goes, right? It's a new season, but I definitely, for my money, I like that type of mentality. I like that type of approach. Mm-hmm. It's that, hey, like, button up. It's time to go to work. Mm-hmm. And you can see that permeate throughout the team.
It's an organization that's acted like they've been there before. Which not
they have.
Yeah. And we didn't have that before.
No, correct.
But now, especially under the leadership of Jalen Hurts
and
all these veteran guys, that maybe losing that Super Bowl matured them a little bit more to enjoy this and know what, and stand on business when it's time to repeat, but not think of themselves as defending champions.
Yeah, and say what you want, right? Because I don't mean to overblow. I get it, right? But there's a lot of Bama, Georgia influence. There just is. Like, those dudes went to college with the expectation that, hey, we're here to win, and anything less is a failure.
Every year.
And when those guys are the ones running your team, when those guys are the leaders of your team, when those guys are the impact players of your team, and they carry that mindset, then you get guys from Toledo who come in who aren't used to winning nothing, that they step up, right? You get guys from smaller schools, or you get guys from, I mean, maybe big-time programs, but not the same expectations, and then they start to take it to another gear. And I think that's what you're seeing. And for me, as a fan, I mean, that's what I want. That's fun.
Black Gritty, last time after the Super Bowl that we were in this particular studio, because we did one of those off-season check-ins in the other studio.
Yeah.
You bent the knee.
Yeah.
We draped the flag, the beer and champagne soaked flag over you. And you made your Nick Sirianni, "You are my head coach" speech.
I guess I got to go out there in a couple weeks before the first game and sit out in front of the gate with my sign and tell them sorry.
Oh, that's right. You do owe us that. You do owe us that. But how are you feeling going into the season? Kind of now being a Nick Sirianni, Howie Roseman, Howie season believer.
So first of all, let me give you guys some inside baseball. Before we started the show, Captain hit the bench, was like, I don't know, you guys got juice for like the season? Like, how are we gonna? Like, what do you want to talk about? Like, what are we gonna like? What do you guys? How you guys feeling about the season? And you come in, him.
Oh, him. I thought.
And then he comes in here and talks for 4 minutes and 77 seconds. Blah blah blah. Hyped up.
The bus just
hyped
started.
Up.
The bus, like they
Mountain
just
Dew.
put the keys in the ignition and turned it on and popped it in the drive.
You knew it was coming.
No, I did not.
You knew this was coming because he was quiet out there.
Captain
and you
Cruz,
know when he gets quiet, he's
Captain
aiming.
Cruise Control's out here talking about, I don't know about the juice, but you know, if anybody got any juice. And then you come in here for 17 minutes, already thumping and bumping. Look at you.
Listen,
as soon as you start talking about, look at your blood going green for no reason. Just out here bubbling. Just like, I was like, wait, you still talking? What are you still? Because that's how they make us feel. That's how it is. That's why I said when I was out there, they sit there talking. Well, we can talk about this. We can feel about that. He looks at me. He's like, "How you feel?" And I'm like, "Shucks, I don't know, guys.
Haven't
because
thought
we
about
do it. It doesn't matter where it is, or you could be at the Wawa. Somebody says go Birds to you. You turn around like, "Who see Chicago Gamble? You see Gamble hit that boy like that? Like you can't help but do it.
Yeah. That's not the gritty dinger. Every time, put the dinger over here.
What is this, the gritty dinger?
No,
is that what we're calling it?
You can't. Every time Gritty makes a point, we're gonna.
You can't help but get hyped up over the situation. So as far as I'm concerned, I stay happy because all the things people complain about, it's such a privilege to be in that position. What are we gonna do at cornerback 2? I don't know. What's an offensive line gonna do when Jalen Carter is destroying your double team? Yes, our cornerback situation looks dire because you're looking at a non-full plate. If I just come over there and put macaroni and cheese on your plate and it's Thanksgiving, you're like, is it turkey? Is there turkey in here? Like, why can't I get the whole meal? So people are worried about a lot of things. We don't need to be the number one defense in America, be the Ray Lewis defense for this team to get where they want to go.
Yeah.
They've loaded up on offense again.
Yep.
Apparently nobody cares about defense because they just went and got another Alabama player for the Texans, and I'm like, does he play quarterback? Like, what? You know, like, so it's a weird time, but people are freaking out about things where right now we just need to stay as healthy as possible. Last year on our run, we were healthy all the way through. So his charming, the thing I say to Nick, which I never complain about, but a lot of people do, offseason's too soft. These guys don't do anything. Nick doesn't put any pressure on them. And we were one of the healthiest teams again going through the season. So if that's how you got to do it, get these dudes their small reps, keep it going, I'm happy about it.
As I crawl myself out from underneath said bus, which Black Gritty had thrown me under within the first 10 minutes of the show.
Captain Cruise Control.
We're off to a tremendous start. What I was phrasing that as is not that I don't have juice for the season, not that I'm excited to open up the NFL season against the Dallas Cowboys and see that banner drop. As training camp ends, you surely do recognize the fact that, yes, this is its own unique team with its own unique challenges, and it's going to be its own unique season. What's happened before has happened before. The juice coming out of camp isn't the same as what it was last year. I mean, let's call it like we see it. The juice, because, it was ESP hyping up the quarterback stats, the training camp stats a lot, which, by the way, I still enjoy. I don't take them seriously, but I enjoy hearing about. I enjoy hearing about them a lot more than, BLG and ESP and all the other, 3-letter beat reporters going, this hasn't been the best camp for the Birds. This hasn't. We got a lot of question marks here. We're starting to get a little concerned about this position, concerned about that position. But regardless, you know what you're getting out of this offense. Like A.J. Brown being out with a hamstring, Smith being out today with a little bit of a sore groin. Whatever it might be, Jalen Hurts maybe not looking stellar like he did in last year's training camp. We all know, with the exception of how Landon Dickerson is going to play, coming off of that injury, which, we all had to witness that open practice. Like, oh, my God, shades of Stuart Bradley, the ghost of Stuart Bradley's like over my shoulder haunting me. Other than that, we know what we're getting out of this offense. It's the defense but circle back around to what you said. If we're talking about last year and comparing this training camp to last training camp, it was like this. All we need this defense to do is be top 12. All we need them is to be they ended up 1. All we need is them to be a top 12 defense, and we should be a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, and I even remember sitting here at this time last year.
Yeah.
And even if we were going to aim and say top 12, we were going to put a number on it. I think that was even lofty expectations for that defense at the time. We were walking through all the question marks throughout that defense, right? I remember vividly sitting here saying when we were talking about the linebackers, like, who is like Zach Bond? What do you mean Zach Bond? You're going to move that guy? And can Nakobe Dean stay healthy?
Well, no, it's going to be White was the linebacker.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
But we were going through
each and
every linebacker and reasons why that position was going to be a weak point on the team, right? And we were going, okay, White, Tampa Bay gave up on him, but we're just supposed to expect that, he's going to thrive in Philadelphia. And Zach Bond, a converted defensive end that is primarily a special teamer, is going to come out. All of a sudden, he's going to blossom as a linebacker. Nakobe Dean, who slipped in the draft, all of a sudden is going to put it together. And we were all very critical, much like we're being critical now of certain position groups or certain players. The reality is we don't know. We have no idea. In part to what you're talking about is we got some macaroni and cheese on the plate, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right? We have no idea what they're trying to accomplish. We have no idea what the packages are going to look like. We have no idea who, because somebody will, we have no idea who's going to shine, we have ideas, and there's been certain guys in camp, and maybe we'll talk about it. But the bottom line is, much like we sat here last year, we're sitting here again this year, just picking stuff apart over things that we have no idea how it's going to play out.
Just trying to make it to week 1.
Just trying to have conversation.
Just trying to get ourselves to week 1.
Yeah.
Well, last year just sucked. You said, like, I love the sun that you live on. The life that you live, because you have a great smile, and the life that you live just amazes me. When you make a statement like, last year we were like, the vibe was different. I remember being in doom and gloom mode because we lost the last 7 games, and I had to watch BG on the radio every week saying, we're going to be just fine. My lot of saying, we're going to stick together. Lost. We're together. Lost. We're going to be fine. Lost. Mm-hmm. We're going to get together in the playoffs. Lost. Then the whole offseason is burning down the buildings. Training camp comes, and Jalen was perfect. And it was still, you had a 30-ranked defense. And that then brought in old man Vic, who was run out of Miami because he was too hard on the players. And the Eagles got a whole lot of young players. Are they going to be able to buy in with Vic Fangio and his hard style? And my God, I love Vic Fangio. Like, that's why I sleep so good at night. Because, I'm a hater. I be here grumping at people all the time. Being mean to people is part of my jam in life. Like I said, you're the sun, I'm the moon, boy. I'm the eclipse. I'm the eclipse out here, boy. I just love his attitude and the fact they bought into it when we watched the Super Bowl run and the way they're talking about, like, we just won the Super Bowl. This guy brings us into the room and tells us what we did wrong. What we did wrong. He's like, well, we were up 40-0. And he's like, nah. This here. And then Vic's like, I never said none of that. Dude, I just watched 7 players tell him that you brought him into the woodshed. And I love that because it's consistency. And when you have young guys, it's like you have a child now. You start your discipline off early and you're consistent with it. You don't go overboard, but you also don't let the leash go so long where you're like, oh, I'm 9 years old. My dad's never punished me. That's how you get a crazy kid out here running in the streets doing dumb stuff because no one's ever checked him. Mm-hmm. So Vic here gives me all the comfort in the world. But I will tell you the thing I'm most upset about is Jalen Hurts for the 19th year in a row has a new offensive coordinator, and Patullo ain't never called a play yet. And I'm worried about it, okay?
Okay, fair.
I'm worried about it.
Fair.
Because the last time I had a guy who never called a play, everybody's like, well, he came in here with Kellen. Kellen Moore been calling offense for the last decade.
Yeah.
Finally got a head coach's job, but he's been calling good offenses. Patullo, bro, you've been here 6 years. Congratulations on your spot. The last guy that got a job never called a play here. Whoo, buddy.
Yeah.
And that's valid.
Again,
every year we're going to pick apart the various things, various coaches. Last year we were picking apart Kellen Moore. Now, obviously, now we view Kellen Moore very differently than how we viewed him last year in terms of who he was as an OC in Dallas and what was he in San Diego. She's L.A., right? The Chargers. So, obviously, we have a much different viewpoint on Kellen Moore than we did at this time last year. But, I mean, he's right. Patullo's got an interesting job because it's not as simple. We've said it all offseason. They're going to have to adjust. The Eagles are going to have to adjust. I don't subscribe to honestly, I don't. I don't subscribe to this idea that they're going to have to throw it 35 times a game, right? They're going to have to, they may have to rely a little bit more because teams are gearing up. They know what the bread and butter is. You still got to stop it, right? But Patullo not only has to make sure that they stay within the framework of who they are and how they're built, but he also has to know that, look, DCs, they've had an entire offseason to try to game plan for you. You're going to have to introduce new wrinkles. There's going to have to be something a little different. Show them something a little different than what you did last year without playing outside of who you are as a football team.
Right.
For a guy that's never called an offense and to do it at this level, to do it with these expectations, that's not an easy task. Now, obviously, the Eagles have confidence in him, and Jalen has confidence in him. Proof is in the pudding. You got to do it on the field.
And it's absolutely like, listen, I understand it's another new offensive coordinator for our beloved Super Bowl winning MVP quarterback. And yes, the defensive coordinators around the league will watch tape on the defending Super Bowl champion and dissect that shit from every single angle. It's why the 2017 Eagles, in the beginning of their season, 40% of their playbook was the RPO. Nobody could stop it. By the end of the season, 85% of the playbook was the RPO. And then guess what happened next year? Everyone figured out how to defend the RPO, and that's part of the collapse of what happened after that post-Super Bowl run, trying to repeat as defending champions. But also, too, there is a flip side to that, and I don't want to look at Patullo with the same lens as I looked at Brian Johnson, right? Because that's a little unfair to him. It's a different situation. It's a different coordinator. Brian Johnson didn't call plays. I get the similarities. In-house, didn't call plays, yada, yada, yada. But also, Brian Johnson wasn't playing to the strengths of his players. Long developing routes, not running the ball, so on and so forth. It frustrated the quarterback, the wide receiver. It frustrated everybody. But there's also a layer that, okay, yeah, no, the entire league and their defensive coordinators have been watching tape on you and trying to figure out how to stop everything. But just by switching, the offense is going to be slightly different and adjusting. So it's something that defensive coordinators do not have Patullo tape out there. They have Sirianni style tape, but he's not calling the offense. He's a contributor to it. But you can't look at last year's Kellen Moore run offense and assume you were going to get dished the same plate.
And it's, to be fair, I say that. I know that I tell people all the time when I'm arguing with them, is like, it's Jalen Hurts' offense. It's what he runs. It's something similar to he's been running through college. Like, there are similarities to it. The one caveat that I don't really worry about right now, because I have a home run hitter, is Saquon Barkley. The Washington Commanders started playing really well. They played us twice. They got lucky and won a game. They had all the confidence in the world they were going to come in here. Their coach was like, if he's going to run like a running back, we're going to hit him like a running back. And the first play of the game, Saquon spin move, 60-yard touchdown. I'm like, oh, God, you've been working all week knowing what they were going to do, and they did it to you.
Right.
Jalen Hurts is running all over you. Knew what you put up 55 points. Like, I understand what your point is to that. We might surprise them, but there's also an element to the offense where I don't have to worry about because you can't stop it. Right. You can't stop Lane Johnson. You can't stop Mailata. You can't stop Jurgens. You can't stop that offensive line. Even with people out, the plug and play from Stoutland University is impeccable. So I have some faith in that, but I still worry about it because I haven't seen it. Right. And through training camp, when everyone's reporting, not just LA with his scores and B-, C+, but everybody over the board has talked about the starting.
Was that your ESP impression?
That's my starting level. Everyone's been saying that the offense has looked down. So it does worry me. But at the same time, maybe he's just testing out stuff. I'm not there. I don't know. You try new sprinkles, maybe it doesn't work out.
By the way, ESP, we love you.
He knows. He knows I do.
Yeah.
He's grown on me. Yeah. He's absolutely grown on me.
100%.
Yeah. I will say this in terms of like just concern, right? Because we talk about, Patullo, he's going to have wrinkles here and it's going to have his own shade. And at the end of the day, good luck stopping them because we know what their bread and butter is. And I look at it, and for me, there is a little area of concern, and that is, okay, obviously dodged a bullet with Landon Dickerson, right? In terms of the knee injury. Yeah, massive bullet.
We still because see him week 1. But
if that's I don't think we will see him week 1, but either way, he'll be around first month of the season.
Okay.
You lose Landon Dickerson, and now your bread and butter is gone. It just is, because you're already trying to replace Mekhi Becton. Right. And we were sitting here last year at this time saying, who's going to be the starting right guard? They went out and they're taking
it was going to be Steen, and Steen got hurt.
Correct. So, and Mekhi Becton slid. I actually thought Mekhi was going to get it from the jump, but here nor there. I don't have that guy this year. You're looking at right guard, and even add Tyler Steen into it, right? It's not going to be Green. Is it going to be Toth, Pryor? Like, who is that guy? We don't know. Yeah. I don't have confidence, at least the confidence I would like to have right now, that this offensive line can sustain an injury or even a question mark right now at right guard and operate at the level they were able to operate last year, especially when DCs know what your bread and butter is. I'm not concerned about Mailata. I'm not concerned about Dickerson even with the knee. I'm not concerned about Juergens. I'm certainly not concerned about Lane. And so maybe I'm overreacting about one position.
You are.
But it's no, I get that. No, I get that. Again, you let off the show and said we were healthy last year.
Yeah.
Right? To me, knowing we have that question at right guard, and I don't feel comfortable about any of them, and I don't necessarily like their depth, we're one injury away. If that Landon Dickerson injury was not just a meniscus tear, problems. Oh, and again, I'm not, look, it's August, so we're trying to find things to talk about. Right? I love this offensive line. I think it's the best offensive line in football. I don't like their depth.
If it was Lane or Mailata, I'd be freaking out.
Yeah, no doubt. No. Well, I'd be freaking out if it was Dickerson too.
Even because when Juergens went down, I was freaking out because your ends and your center are most important. Your guards, I really don't care because the way you move the line.
Huh? Even Dickerson?
He is no team has 100% the greatest offensive line in history besides the Eagles last year or years when Stoutland's got his full roster going. Yeah. So if you lose one, sometimes even two, you're still better than 80% of the league has for their starters. So, and I've watched backups come in there and play. Like I said, when Juergens went down and Dickerson moved to center, we were all like, what? When's the last time he played? My eyes are twitching. And they're talking about, well, last time he snapped was his freshman year in college. I'm like, what? And he went out there for a half. And then when he was hurt, those two men looked at each other and said, I'm coming back in. I got you. Yeah. And other guys came in and backed them up. So Stoutland really has all those guys going. Mekhi Becton was on the burner. He was in somebody's trash. And they picked him up, dusted him off, and he's sitting there with Confederate face crying, getting an $80 million contract. So what you're saying is right, but it's the last thing that I worry about because Howie's brought in 32 linemen. You mean to tell me that these guys aren't getting inspired, encouraged, and growth? That unit is the most perfect and elite unit in football.
Agreed. And the bow on it is Stoutland. The bow on it is, okay, even if I had concerns, which again, we're just trying to find, we're just talking about things. Even if I did have a legit concern, the bow on it is, just like we got Vic on the defensive side, it's Stoutland you. He'll figure it out. And that's not me just being ignorant and blind. That's me saying, hey, objectively, he has figured it out in the past. Why would he not figure it out again? He deserves that credence.
And to speak on the Gritty's point as the small micro view, the 5,000 foot view is that you look at any team across the NFL, none of them top to bottom are complete. Every single one of them are going to have holes or question marks or depth concerns. That's what makes the NFL the NFL, right? When you take a look at
But I thought this was a super team.
No,
I thought there were no holes on this team.
no, there's
It's just Pro Bowlers and All Pros everywhere, right?
And I know you're being sarcastic, but that's the reality of the situation. Is that every time we have gone to a Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl, gone to the play, you take a look at, even the Andy Reid McNabb era when we got freaking Blaine Bishop, at safety. There's no complete team out there where there's just depth upon depth upon depth upon depth. It speaks to really the assistant coaches, which I think is like one of the most underrated parts, and I've gotten to know a few of them. The most underrated part of this entire organization is that how good that's why we keep getting pilfered every year. This guy's getting bumped up to DC. This DC is getting the head coach. This offense. The assistant coaches and the attention that they pay to the detail of how they're going to fit within the scheme and having a voice in those meeting rooms and being able to communicate, hey, listen, this is these guys' strengths, this is what we're working on, and kind of blend that image. It's really a testament to the coaching staff that they got. It's a testament to Nick Sirianni, Howie Roseman, and all, but those assistant coaches don't get enough love put on them.
Okay. Like, I agree, and they get pilfered. Right. And you're right. And it's not just assistant coaches. Their entire organization gets pilfered. Right.
Yeah.
It really does. So, but I reject the idea that even coming off a Super Bowl, and you mentioned the offensive line is the last thing that you're concerned about. I still think it's okay to have concerns, right? Because again, if the standard's the standard, and if 2025 is 2025 and we're leaving 2024 in the past, we're gonna drop that banner against Dallas, and then we got new goals nest to win the Super Bowl, then it's, in my opinion, it's still fair to criticize or be critical of either certain decisions or certain position groups or concerns that you have. Maybe it's not the offensive line, right? Maybe for reasons we just discussed, nobody's worried about the offensive line. That's fine. Is there a position group that you are worried about? Is there a battle you are worried about? You have to have some level of critical eye saying, I don't know if I like that going into week one. And I mean, I sure as hell know I do.
Oh, absolutely. And I want to touch on that, like y'all's concerns, but Swoop Boys Entertainment has entered the chat.
Uh-oh. I can't read.
No. There's not like when BG over here likes to torch these guys and start criticizing. This is actually, it's a fair point. Thank you for making the screen bigger, by the way.
See, I should have just brought my glasses, but why? I don't need them when he just makes it larger.
It was one person that I torched.
One person.
One person.
All right, scroll down. Keep scrolling down. There it is. Let's remember 2023. We won 11 games with the 30th ranked defense, pure offensive talent. There was 5 games we would have won if we had Vic Fangio defense. Even if the offense is Brian Johnson bad. Christ, let's hope not. We still have Fangio defense, not Matt Patricia. That's 13 games minimum, no Cardinals or Seattle losses. I tend to agree. It's an excellent point and something to keep in perspective while we start to get worried about our concerns coming out of training camp.
Yeah, but see, that kind of highlights, and maybe I'm taking this in a different light, but that kind of highlights some of my concerns because my concerns are on the defensive side of the ball, obviously, right? And I have those concerns because I trust Vic Fangio. And when Vic tells you, like, yeah, that guy can't play, and he'll tell you that by either not giving him reps or dropping him down. Like, you have to start believing that guy can't play. And when he tells you, for example, if we're talking about the CB2 position, no guy has clearly identified that they want the starting position. Hey, Adoree Jackson, you need to figure out who the heck you are and what you want to do in this league. And when Keely Ringo gets dropped down to like CB5 and a rookie starts getting CB1 reps, I guess it would be CB2 reps outside of Quinyon, but starts getting starter reps ahead of you. And then you got this guy, JB, coming in from the Raiders, and he's getting reps ahead of you. And you being Keely Ringo, who's penciled in to be the starter, I start to have concerns because, okay, it's not going to be Keely Ringo. We all know that. Adoree Jackson, no thank you. JB, maybe, but I find it hard to believe that the Raiders would just give up on a guy for defensive tackle that'll be 5th in the rotation. So I got to see it. The kid's got, and I'm talking about Bennett, the kid has, I guess, the traits and the tools and the skill set, and he's got experience. But I just look at all this and say, nobody wants to step up. Nobody. And that's okay if it's any given year. That's okay if it's 2023 or it's 2020. It's 2025 off a Super Bowl year where that team is built to repeat. The standard is the standard. I don't want to have some gaping hole at CB2 that every team knows, let's go target that. For me, that's just below the standard. I expect Howie to address it, but that's where my eyes are.
I'm so weird. I love that if one part of my defense was to CB2, that's great. Because I had Maddox on this team, but every time he went on the field, I cried. I was so scared to death. So if Ringo wants to slide in there and take the Maddox spot,
but he
I
won't.
feel better.
He won't.
I don't
like even last year.
But last year we still had Maddox on the team.
That's my point. And Maddox was getting reps over Keely Ringo. Vic told you he'll take Maddox over Keely.
So I understand what you're saying, but again, Maddox might as well not have been out there when he was out there because people targeted him. And sometimes, like in the Super Bowl, he was out there on the field, and when the ball went his way, I said up, and then he made a play, and I'm like, oh my baby. It's like your sorry kid that finally made some play. You're like, I forgot to tape it. He ain't did shit for 3 years, and he finally made a play. I did not tape this moment. So if he slides in there and makes that position, or this is on the team, the thing about football that I love the most is like, okay, so everybody's crying about cornerback 2. You play a cover 2. You play a cover 3. You're going to rotate help to that guy. And again, like I said, my defensive line has Reggie White light, a guy that's just Carpathian grown men, and throw him into 3 other people. The pressure that you get, the quarterback doesn't have the time to say, I'm going to pick on Kelly Ringo. You're doing the preseason. In a regular game, you might get a couple of throws off of your Jamar Chase. Everybody's freaking out like, Jamar Chase, Juke Surtain. Everybody you know, he rocks out of their socks. So you out here killing this kid for Chase? Shut up. Because like I said, when the starters are out there, it's such a different moment because you can rotate coverage, you can hide guys, you can help them because our other cornerback is a shutdown guy.
So, yeah, you can rotate, and that's part of my concern. Like, you can rotate, absolutely. Right? You can shift coverage over, but then that puts down some of the onus on that safety group, which I look at and say, I also have some concerns.
Hey, Makuba Scuba out here getting balls.
I like Makuba. Makuba's dealing with he's dealing with a hammy already. Right? So when we watched that game this past weekend and said, boom, there it is. Makuba locked up the starting spot. We don't have to worry about Sidney Brown. Because Sidney Brown you can't rely on because he's a big hitter, but he gets nicked up a bit. Right? Sidney Brown loses a lot of time.
He hits too hard.
Right? But, I mean, that's the truth. And so we're looking at it saying, well, we can't rely that much on Sidney Brown, but we don't have to because Makuba, we see it. He's got the goods. But now, wait a minute. Is he going to battle some injuries now? Because now here he is with a hammy injury. So is it going to be Tristan McCollum, that we're going to be relying on at some point? Yeah. I mean, Reed Blankenship, we all love Reed Blankenship. He battles concussions from time to time. So I'm just looking at it saying, I agree. 100% I agree. But CJG ain't back there right now. Right? So if I'm looking at just from a secondary perspective, and obviously you get pressure on the quarterback and that alleviates so much stress on the back end, outside of Quignon and the player, I'm good with Reed, right? And obviously I'm good with Coop, right? That's a no-brainer. But there are just certain guys that I feel like we're going to have to rely on that for me, from my eyes, haven't stepped up and shown me you're ready to compete at the level we need you to compete to get to where we want to go. So for me, that's just a little concerning. It's early, right? Again, we're just bitching to bitch. It's early. My comfort level wants to see that guy. It was Makuba. Of course, now he's battling injury. So I'm just saying, okay, who's that guy? I don't have these questions on offense. These questions on defense.
So it's CB2 for you.
Yeah.
It's CB2 for everybody. But again, like I really need to see the full starting unit play football before I'm worried about it. Right. So what? Again, everything you're saying is right, but I just feel like when I go out there and I watch the Cowboys, and I'm like, oh, they got CD. Okay, CD's a slot receiver. All he does is run across the middle and scamper. Great. You've got Dak back there who's going to be running for his life. If you come out of this game and somebody's got a 200-yard game, I'm going to be like, holy shit. What? But if they go out there and have 90 yards, 80 yards, I'm like, okay, so what? So and that's going to be a great test to start the season. You got 2 number 1 receivers, and we're going to see how they hold up because pressure bust pipes. It's going to be hard for them to do anything against the unit of the team.
You know what I don't like? And PHLY, you'll appreciate this. It's our guy, Coop, right? We know where he thrives. And we know he's probably, arguably, at least in the conversation, the best slot corner in the NFL.
I'm worried about Coop, by the way.
You're worried about him? All right, hold that thought. Hold that thought. I want to find out why. What I don't necessarily like, and again, I'm going back to Vic, because Vic is an open book. He tells you, right? He's going to verbally tell you, and then he's going to back that up, and he's going to show you on the field. Vic doesn't like what he sees because he's saying, okay, Coop, you're in the slot. All right, Coop, we're going to get you back at safety. All right, Coop, you're going to take reps on the outside. Now, he's a chess piece, and I like that he's moving Coop around to kind of do what he wants to do with the defense. But to me, that just tells me he's looking at it saying, I don't have the answers yet. I don't have the personnel yet. I got to move around. I got to take a strength, and that's Coop in the slot. Yeah. And maybe I got to move him to the back and get Mac on the field because I need him on the field in base packages, and I don't trust who I have on the deep. And I don't have a guy who want to step up at CB2, so let me take Coop, let me put him outside. Vic tells you, and I trust Vic. We all trust Vic. And if we all trust Vic, I'm listening to him, and he's saying we ain't got it yet. Be patient, but we ain't got it yet. Why does that scare you?
Pin back in on Cooper. Yeah. What?
So we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And hometown hero, Corey Clement, grew up right next town to me. I couldn't go down the street without, hey, you want to go to this party? Corey's there.
Oh.
You want to go hang out with these girls? These girls know Corey. They're going over to Corey, hang out with Corey. And I'm like, I called the radio station. I said, he's going to have the worst year of his life this year. And he's not working out. He's not training. He's partying, drinking every night. Like, whatever. I hung up the phone. 10 minutes later, his uncle called in. You don't know nothing about my nephew. He's out here working hard. You don't know nothing. I was like, bro, he's every night. He's rocking and rolling. Now, I don't know him like Corey lived next door to me, but the one player this year that has been enjoying their offseason, that the sun has shined upon them with no shirt on daily, is Coop. I mean, we all know that people love Coop. We know the ladies love Coop. But Coop went from here to I'm too short to reach the height that he went to. That he's been out here balling. The sunglasses, the shades. I done seen some Snapchats. I done seen the TikToks.
Let the boy have a good time. He's in his 20s.
Hey, I wish I was him, and I'm glad he's sowing all the oats. I'm living life.
All the oats.
I'm living life through the oats. He's
sowing.
Sow the oats. I'm just saying. I'm worried about a sophomore.
So what? He's sowing the oats. Let the boy live, man.
Can I get oats?
Don't be throwing. Watch for you and throwing white dudes under the bus today.
Look. I'm worried about my man having a sophomore slump. He out here throwing so many oats. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see.
Dick,
but that's just me. That's just me.
It's a different pedigree, right? Of athlete you're talking about. But the point remains, I'd be lying if I didn't have. You see him down at the beach over the summer.
When I said y'all both
were me down at the beach.
Again, different pedigree.
When I said everything that I was saying, Andrew's grinning. You two are grinning. So you know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. My boy is. He like Superman right now. He walking through the streets. Everybody's like, you see, like he's living life, and he should. And he earned it. And he should. He's also from a small town.
Yeah,
he's from the Midwest,
welcome
and
to
he's now out.
Kid.
Yes, welcome to Philadelphia, son.
Where hey, listen, you get a little Philadelphia, you get a little bit of the Jersey Shore girls, you get a little.
I'm just telling you, my eyes are going to be sharpened to how my man is handling the heights of the exciting whites that he's saying.
I mean, it doesn't get any higher. My man's got a show on PHLY.
Yeah,
don't get any higher than that.
You know what I'm saying? It certainly does, but it does speak to his versatility, and you know, I don't want to say
because he could be CB2. We don't even know yet.
Yeah,
I don't want to say the two names in the same sentence, but there was a point in time where the defense under Andy Reid, coached by Jim Johnson, took a particular player and said, "This is the most versatile player that I have, and I am going to move him and use him all over the field." And that was Brian Dawkins.
I was just looking at your shirt.
No, that was Brian Dawkins. I'm not saying, you know, Cooper is chalk dog. I got to shout out to 4th and John. They came out with that one. Like, he's not chalk dog, but just the versatility that he has is like, well, if all else fails, Coop, you're playing that position. We got a wide receiver down. Coop, you're playing that position. Oh, the guard went down. 33, get in there and block. Like, he's just, they're asking him to do everything because they trust him to be in the right place at the right time.
And that's fine, right? That's fine. Again, chess piece, and that's the whole point of having a chess piece, right? So you can move them around and create different looks, create different packages. I'm for that. But if you're at week, 13 and the roster's your roster, you're not going to get a guy off the street, then okay, that's why you have the chess piece. But heading into week 1, I don't necessarily want to rely on Coop having to be the be-all, end-all to kind of – when there are guys that you can make a move for, or there are guys who happen to be available that might be able to help you.
And cuts are still coming, but nevertheless, cuts are going to be cuts, right?
Correct.
Cuts are going to be cuts.
Yes.
You're hoping somewhere that there was a team dangling a James Bradbury out there.
I guarantee it.
That it's like, listen, salary cap, we got, the young kid that we drafted stepped up. He looks better than we expected, this 3rd-round pick. And we got Bradbury is the last year of his contract. You know what? We'll just let. You're hoping there's a situation like a Bradbury, but here's what I need out of CB2. Just be Ronald Darby. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Just be Ronald Darby. Ronald Darby he had the best year of his life when he was with the Philadelphia Eagles when they won the Super Bowl. And even at that, it was an average year at best. He was serviceable. He was a serviceable cornerback, but they were able to move pieces around to kind of disguise that and cover that up. And Patrick Robinson, another journeyman. Just be P-Rob.
Correct.
Just be P-Rob. Just be Darby. That's all I need.
It's not a hope. I guarantee it. I guarantee one of those guys is going to be available. And I guarantee you Howie is working those lines right now. That's the whole reason that John Mechie became available, is Howie works the phones.
Yep.
And there are certain times. Did anybody go into that saying, hey, you know what we need? We need another wide receiver. No, but sometimes just the value is met. Like, that's a hell of a deal. I'm going to go ahead and get that because we've had eyes on this guy. He can help us out one way or another. It's added depth. We'll figure out the rest. Howie always figures out the rest. That guy on the defensive side of the ball is there, will become available, may get cut. Howie's always lurking. So I say all this just to say I expect that position will get addressed.
You know what's wrong with Howie Roseman?
What's wrong with Howie Roseman?
Do you know what's wrong with Howie Roseman?
I do not.
I give you a guess. What does Howie do wrong? What's one thing Howie does wrong?
Doesn't listen
recently?
to me enough.
Yeah, recently. Can't think of anything?
Probably makes bad analogies on national stages that should probably be kept to himself.
What about you? What's Howie doing wrong?
And I'm reaching here. What does Howie do wrong?
Yeah.
If I was better, I'd have my producer ready for this, but I'll just paraphrase for myself so he doesn't have to do any work. Lane Johnson said one of the most saddening things I've ever heard in my life.
Uh-oh.
Someone asked him about his future and how long he's going to play. And I'm going to paraphrase it because it's easier. I don't know, 2-3 years from now, you got to start looking at things. I'm starting to get older. You think about life after football and the quality of life and how you want to do everything and how you want to handle things. And I just don't know where I'm going to be at. I know that I'm here for this season, and I'm juiced to be back with the guys. I'm happy to be here. But at this age, you start thinking about your future. And I said, F you, Howie. Howie, if you're watching this. Oh, God. I went from Howie.
He's back.
Howie, you need to be in the basement.
He's back.
To Howie.
We're so back.
I will fix your car for you, and I don't know how to fix cars. And I just dig it right back down to Howie. If you need gas money, I got you, but you don't need no money. But I think to myself, he has done such a good job that the NFL wants to sanction the Eagles on how they handle the cap. Mm-hmm. Lane Johnson is worth more money than any quarterback that's ever been paid in the history of man. You just don't know it. He's restructured his contract 92 times. Every time. You got to pay Jalen? Well, Lane restructured. You want to get Saquon? Lane restructured. Oh, Dixon's getting his contract? Lane restructured. Oh, we got to keep Brandon Graham 1-2 more years? Lane restructured. Like, I've heard Lane Johnson restructure his contract at least 4 times off the top of my head. And he's looking at Fletcher Cox, who's out here street riding in a 52 Chevrolet, street racing.
Looking slim, by the way.
Oh, man, he out here.
Good.
He got to be slim to fit in them cars. I'm like, big boy, how'd you get in there? He went and dropped 75 pounds, and now he's whipping down the street. He's looking at Kelsey out here, flying across the nation, doing a podcast, getting $100 million. And he's like, I'm bashing my head up against the wall, and Fletcher's still getting $14 million from the Eagles, ain't played in 2 seasons. Kelsey's about to get paid another year, $14 million. He's guaranteed Bobby Bonilla money for the next decade. And he's like, and you want me to go out here and protect Jalen Hurts against the world when all these young lions trying to come at me? He's like, thank God Donald retired. So Howie doing such a great job at his job has got these guys thinking, I can go home with a laptop and a podcast and make an extra free $10 million because Howie still owes me money. It's so crazy that people don't think about it. Like, I'm looking at Fletcher Cox, I'm like, man, this guy's balling. Those cars cost money, and he don't care. He's still getting NFL money to race a car up and down the strip. It's amazing. And when I heard Lane say that, I cried a little bit. I was like, I wouldn't want to work. Why would you want to work when you know you're guaranteed another $70 million?
To be fair, Lane is 36, 37, 30.
I want to say 35, 36.
35, 36.
He's playing like he's 24.
Yeah, I don't know. You're at the point.
You're
at the point in your career where naturally you should be thinking about life. Most NFL linemen don't even make it that far.
I'm just saying, Howie's too good at his job.
Yeah,
and he must be stopped. Because once you get to a certain level, like again, and Lane's a grown man, has gone through a lot. He's been open about it, and emotionally and spiritually and things like that. And I applaud him for being a man and being vulnerable to those things. So I even applaud him for even saying the things he said. But for me, it's like when the bodyguard goes to leave, Peter's holding us hostage for 8 years. I'd rather have that than a guy telling me, hey, I'm thinking about, going home and putting up
But you
shield.
should. You're going to get asked that question, and eventually you can't lie anymore. I mean, there's stuff, I'm 43. There's stuff like, I'm thinking about, shit that I never thought of when I was 30.
Look, we can say Howie, right? And this is the conversation that always pops up because people are like, oh, Howie this, Howie that. Jeffrey Lurie's the one doing it, right? Jeffrey Lurie's the one that's got to cut that check.
Oh, yeah.
And every time Lane Johnson restructures, Jeffrey Lurie's in the background just signing that check for him. And if you had an owner, I don't know, maybe in Dallas or something, that wasn't willing to do that, then we might not look at Howie in that same light as saying, damn, he's so good. It helps. It's a symbiotic relationship. You got to have somebody that's so damn good with the cap, but then an owner that's willing to cut that check. That's the marriage.
And to be fair, Jerry's willing to cut the check. He's just senile and backwards.
Yeah.
He pays the money.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to wait so long. I'm going to pay
Yeah.
my guy at the top of the market. CeeDee Lamb should have been the 5th paid wide receiver.
Yep.
He waited so long, he became number 1. You're paying him over Justin Jefferson? Like, Dak is the highest paid quarterback because you waited so long. So he still cuts the checks.
Dude, no doubt. And the more I hear about Jerry Jones, the more it makes sense and the less I can argue it, just to be completely honest, because you hear him talk and he's like, well, if it's quiet and there's no news, I'll make the news.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a soap opera to him.
Yeah.
And as long as you turn on ESPN, as long as you turn on NFL Network, which are now one and the same, that's some baloney. We'll get into that. As long as you're turning on them and they're leading with the Dallas Cowboys, I'll pay him some extra money. I'll throw him in the extra bag at the end of it because it's working. I am marketing my organization, so it's worth the extra money I'm going to have to pay him.
It's working for making money. You haven't sniffed the Super Bowl in 30 years. But hey, listen, God bless you. It's working. I hope Jerry Jones never dies. I used to hate that man. I remember at Veterans Stadium, he was in a box like right behind us. Oh, why is there so much a commotion in our section? It's because Jerry Jones is in his box, waving at the fans, trying to egging the fans on. I'm like, that guy is such a dick. I hate it. I hope Jerry Jones never dies.
He's so good for football.
Oh, he's so good for football. He's so good for the NFC East. He screws everything up like on purpose because that's going to keep the Dallas Cowboys in the headlines. Meanwhile, his own players who got paid are like, here we go again. Publicly, it's just an absolute joke. Like going into Lincoln Financial Field on a Thursday night, a night in which the Eagles are going to drop their second banner. What's the leading story going to be? Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons. Is Micah Parsons playing?
He's going to get signed the day before.
Huh? That's good business.
That's not good business.
Yes, it is.
This is good business. For those of you listening, I'm holding up my finger and
He's
pointing
got
at my
no
ring
ring
finger.
in 30 years and still the most profitable franchise. They're worth how much? $12 billion?
That's the
Like,
difference
with no
between the
rings.
Eagles. Like,
With
listen,
no
I know you're trying to justify it, and I can see your point. But for the first time this offseason, right, I thought I understood the salary cap. I thought I had the basic ins and outs of the maneuverability of the salary cap. This year, this is the first time I ever heard the word cash ever thrown out there. Cash. What cash? I've heard cash in baseball. Cash. They traded them for this, a bag of balls, and cash considerations, right? Okay, I get it with the cash. What the hell are we talking about? Because now we got the salary cap and we got cash. What the hell is cash? Well, cash is the reason why Howie's so good at his job. And the reason Howie's so good at his job is because he has an owner who literally is paying these guys out of his pocket. Out of his pocket in order to, as long as the salary cap stays low, and as long as I give Howie Roseman the flexibility to do what he has to do to put together Super Bowl rosters, I'll keep writing these checks out of my own pocket. Something that you look at the Cincinnati Bengals, who can't get their shit together.
Well, their owner's poor, and he should sell the team or half the team. That's the real problem. He's just poor. I feel bad.
How is an NFL owner poor?
I feel bad.
I think they're like 31st in the NFL in terms.
They are. So I feel bad for the Bengals. So
it's profit sharing.
So
spell it out for me because I don't get it. Obviously.
He closed the laptop. He's ready.
So every team through profit sharing gets $100. That's the money you make from the NFL.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones has oil money, gas money. Jeffrey Lurie has media money. So when he has to go pay a player, you say, all right, you want $100 million? I need to have whatever the guaranteed money is in escrow. So in case I die or the sky falls and I lose it, you, the player, still get your money. The guy who got the Bengals doesn't have anything but the Bengals. He doesn't run a paper mill. He's not selling Swisher Sweets like Middleton over here. He has no other business other than the team.
Well, agreed, right? But
Middleton owns
when we say
Swisher
poor, no, he's just saying. Saying. But when we say poor, they're not poor.
Right.
They're just internal because he obviously bought a football team.
Yes,
you had some successful business.
Yeah. With all of his money, and now that's all that he does.
Yeah, he's all wrapped up.
Yeah, that's all that they do. So here's really quick. Talk about not knowing the cap, just nerding out for people don't know. They pay the quarterback. They give him all his money because he's the quarterback. You can't let him go. You're like, we need him. Yeah. He's like, well, pay my wide receivers. And they're like, I don't know about that. So Chase goes out and puts a $52 million insurance policy on himself so that he could play that year. So if he got hurt, his insurance policy would pay him because the team was waiting to pay him. So when the team goes and pays him his guaranteed money, they didn't give him guaranteed money. They stretched it out. So because he doesn't have the cash to put in escrow to give him the money.
No liquidity?
Yes, he doesn't. They don't have the money to put it away. T. Higgins right now is playing for free. Because he said, I want T. Higgins too. T. Higgins like, I got the fourth highest contract. None of it's guaranteed. They could cut him after this year. So he just signed a 4-year deal that now he can get cut on because the owner doesn't have the money like Lurie does to go and say, hey, here you go, Brown, $100 million. I got $100 million sitting over here. No matter what, you're getting your money. Be happy. So if you don't have anything, they don't. Our owner, like you said, smart and does pay out of his own pocket and knows that he has a good businessman behind him and says, well, if we keep winning, we're making money. The cap keeps going up. That $100 goes to $125, $150. And he's like, I'm already rich. I can wait to get my money back. Mm-hmm. When you're the Bengals, you're like, bro, I'm over here eating cheese and crackers and y'all trying to, I can't do it. That's why every single player that comes available, everybody's like, the Eagles are going to trade for him. Everyone that they try to give away, they have to get paid because they don't pay their players.
And it helps when you buy the team for $300 million.
And now the team's worth
$9.1 billion. And you're on the outside of, of his tenure. Now he'll pass it down within the family.
And that's why I say he needs to sell some of the team.
Yeah.
Because
that's why he did.
On paper, I'm talking about the Bengals. On paper, you're worth $9 billion. You bought the team for $200 million. But unless you sell some of the team,
correct.
Which again, a smart owner does, smells a small part to get what he wants.
Yep.
He's sitting there hoarding it. You don't have that money. That's all imaginary money until somebody pays it. I'm worth $5 million. Okay, who's paying it? Nobody? Well,
you've got no liquid assets.
No.
You got to move them.
The Eagles, like I said, Howie drives me crazy because he's so good at his job. And like you said, symbiotic with an owner. But the fact that he even gets players to do it. Because for Lane Johnson, for Fletcher Cox, for Jason Kelsey to say, I trust that you're going to get me my money.
Yeah.
Because those aren't the guaranteed parts of the contract where, again, they got to keep it in escrow. It's a handshake deal to, hey, we're putting this on paper. I'm going to take care of you. And they do it. And that's what's so great about the team, because their word is their bond and they stick by it. Like, dang it, Howie.
And before you make your point, just throwing it out there as a question. When's the last time the Eagles screwed a player?
Screwed a player? Well, CJGJ just kind of got screwed a little bit.
No, he got traded.
I know.
He wanted extra money.
I know.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you don't get the sort of ill feelings when somebody exits the Philadelphia Eagles or when somebody's in negotiation with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Not since Howie's been around.
Not since Howie's
I mean, you could go back to maybe Joe Banner days.
Go back to your point, but I wanted to say that, like, when have we made headlines because we've screwed a player or there's ill feelings?
Even when we had Murray and he got here, his treads were worn off his tires. He still got paid. You get paid to go away.
Yeah.
Bradbury got paid to sit there and hang out.
And
hey,
like
bro.
a champ did it, right?
Yep.
With a smile on his face.
Yep.
Like, all right,
So
cool.
went to the ring ceremony with a picture. It was like, hey, bitches, guess who's still here?
Yeah. So to your point, I guess they don't.
Yeah.
And that's good business. So because not every hit is going to be a home run. But if you take care of your people, that's why everybody wants to come to the Eagles.
Correct.
That's the one thing I hate about whenever somebody's available. They're rumored to come to the Eagles. Who doesn't want to come to the Eagles? You think their agents are saying, hey, I heard the Eagles want us? Like, I'd want to be here too right now.
And that was my point. My point was going to be, very simply, just regardless of how we want to nerd out on the cap or whether we want to talk about Howie or whether we want to talk about Jeff, it's good to be an Eagles fan. Right? Right now, it's good to be an Eagles fan because they've built that culture. Players want to come play for this organization. They pay their players. They keep them happy. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that either A, we don't have visibility to, or B, teams simply aren't able to operate in the way that the Eagles are able to operate. And it equates to, it's just good to be an Eagles fan right now because that translates on the field.
Oh my God. Chat came up with Hassan Reddick. That is probably the last person that was probably disgruntled.
Did he get screwed though?
No, he didn't get screwed. I'm saying he was disgruntled.
Disgruntled, sure.
It's the same thing as CJGJ. You outperform something, you want more money.
Yeah.
You sign the contract. There's the lineman on the Pittsburgh again.
Oh, Cam Hayward. Hayward.
Why are you complaining that you just signed a contract 11 months ago and you're like, I outperformed this contract? You have a shitty agent.
Yeah.
You signed a 4-year deal 11 months ago and now you want more money? That's on your agent, bro. He should have fought for you to get more money. You can't come in here and cry and say, I'm not going to play after 11 months. That's what CJGJ was like.
Not
Everybody
our
else is
problem.
getting paid. I want it.
Yeah. Not our problem.
Just Hassan Reddick. Okay. Enough time's passed. There's a reason why Hassan has bounced around to as many teams as he's bounced around to and not been paid big money and then never renewed or anything like that. Hassan, sometimes Hassan has Jason Babin syndrome, where it's, okay, cool, I'm just going to do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go, you're supposed to play the run. Nah, I'm going to play it. Yeah, I'm going to go after the quarterback. I'm going to look. There was a lot of time where Hassan was looking out for Hassan.
Yeah.
And wasn't playing. And then you take a look at when you bring a guy in like Vic Fangio and you look at Hassan and you look at Vic and you look at Hassan and you can go, this already, just like when your boy starts dating a girl and you're like, oh no, oh no, she is crazy. You know, I'm not saying Hassan was crazy. I'm just saying that Vic would have never stood for a la White, being released.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah, that wasn't a Hassan thing. So I don't think they screwed Hassan. He wanted more money, and it was like, listen, man, this just ain't gonna work out, especially with the new DC.
And they were right.
And they were right. And look, now he's down at Tampa, and even Tampa, he's already breaking their balls too.
He's a good player, but
Great player.
With any sport, there's the talent and then there's the person.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, you may have all the talent in the world, but if you don't act right as the person, then that talent can become relegated moot.
And I don't want to paint a picture that he's a bad person or anything like that. It's just when you look at a guy like, let's say, Nolan Smith, who's brought up in team highlights almost every single week, who sits there with no gloves and no tape and barely any pads because he wants a psychological edge over the guy next. This guy's not even wearing gloves. He's not even wearing braces. This guy's a psychopath. Oh, I'm already in your head. When this guy says from a program that's expected, right, coming from the program that it came from, the highest level of achievement and the highest standard every single year, when he's like, no, we get to work on my days off on a Monday. No, we get to work. I want to be here on a Monday. When you have that sort of team mentality, when you have a Saquon willing to put aside, with a rushing record for the betterment of the team. When you see guys, and you mentioned previously, like the guys are banged up on the offensive line on the sideline, and they're fist fighting each other, trying to get back into the game. No, I got you. No, they're trying to, I got you. This is, and to speak to your point again, just to tie a bow on the whole thing, it is so good to be an Eagles fan right now because we have got the best culture of any team inside any building. And it starts at the top and it keeps going down and it keeps going down and it keeps going down from Jeffrey to Howie to Nick. And it lands on Jalen Hurts, who is just like if you want to lead, if you want to have a guy leading.
If you want to have a guy in Philadelphia.
Not only Philadelphia, I'm going to be real like micro right now. If you want a quarterback leading an already championship team into its season where you're trying to go back to back, look no further than a better example than Jalen Hurts.
He said it today. Did you hear what he said today?
No, I didn't see what he said today.
They asked him straight up, like, how do you view, I'm paraphrasing the question, but how do you view kind of where you are right now in training camp? He's like, it ain't about me. It's about we, right? It doesn't matter how I'm playing. It's about how we playing. What's our philosophy? Are we all on the same page? Are we all connected? I can't do my job unless I make sure that we're all operating in the same direction. And to your point, there's nobody better. That's your culture, right? It makes the owner and the GM can want it all they want. The coach can want it all they want. If the leader of the football team, which is QB1, doesn't share that philosophy, that mentality, and it doesn't permeate down to the other 52, then you don't have a culture. Jalen Hurts is your culture, and they're buying in.
And that's what, just to kind of tie a bow on everything before we move on to some events we got coming up. Like, that's the part we can sit here and start the show by getting jazzed up. And Black Gritty can call me out and throw me under the bus about being a little concerned about what's coming out of
right off the rip.
Right off the rip. We are so back. We are so friggin' back. And then he can talk blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the day, you look at this and be, we got the best culture.
Yeah.
The best owner, the best GM, one of the best head coaches, and the best mindset. This Eagles fans were in the golden age. I thought we were in the golden age with Andy and and Donovan. No, this is the golden age of Eagles football, and I have every amount of faith in this team because the culture is there.
We say all that because we're sitting in our comfy couches right now, preseason, win some damn football games.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
Like, because that can change. We can change our tune real quick after the first few weeks of the season. So win some damn football games, and then this culture talk really matters.
I love the fact that we went an hour into the show without really even shitting on the Cowboys yet. Like, we're like, next week is going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Next week is going to be fun.
We have a rip next week? Are we back at it next week? I thought we were taking a week off. No, we'll figure that out.
No, we're going because...
Was it?
No, the next week and then the week after. Okay. Every Wednesday.
Okay.
Every Wednesday, right here, live from the Xfinity Lounge. Nailed it. But tomorrow, just let everyone know, we've got that tailgate in the park, Dorney Park. I'll be there tomorrow with Brandon Graham.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be nice for once to, like, because I live in, like, Clinton, New Jersey, so hop right on the 78. And
right. You're right
only
there.
It's only about a little less than an hour away from me, and I'm looking forward. I'll be there with my boy, seeing two-time Super Bowl champion BG. You can go on Dorney Park and get the tickets. You have to get the ticket with the BG Eagles tailgate kind of package because we're going to be partying long after the park actually closes down. We're going to have an after dark party, glow sticks.
Glow sticks?
Did you get your invite?
Sorry.
Did you get your invite?
Invite to who?
To E's party?
I saw it on the internet.
He didn't send you the invite?
But it's on the internet.
But he didn't send you the invite? Like,
but
hey,
it's on the
BG?
internet. I saw it. Did you not see it?
No, I saw it.
Did you see Brandon Graham on the ride with the water on his face?
Do I have to,
then you got the invite.
I mean, we had this issue last year. We had this issue last year with the no invites.
If you saw it,
E-Rock cordially invites you
if you saw
to Dorney Park. Yeah, scroll like a friggin' with a trumpeter and everything.
If you saw it, then you're invited. He didn't block you.
All right,
it's
true.
This one's really going to piss him off.
Oh, here we go.
This one's really going to piss him off.
Go ahead.
Because you're on the flyer.
Oh, dang. Who's on the flyer?
Wait a minute.
Well,
You are going?
Who's on the flyer?
Well,
I'm not going to Dorney Park.
No, you're not
What
going to
flyer are
Dorney
you
Park.
talking about?
But the banner drop party, right? That me, West Coast Swoop Nation, and 23 Dries are hosting at. Even he saw the flyer. You saw the flyer, right? No. Okay. All right. Well, I assumed that being a new dad, you were going to be home and everything like that. So we're throwing at Live Casino. Black Gritty's on the flyer as well. Black Gritty's going to be there. A whole bunch of us.
This is a Thursday night game?
This is a Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday before.
Don't we have a show?
Yeah, we're going to do a show.
We're going to pre-tape it. We're going to pre-tape it at 6. That show
Bro,
at 6.
Look, my blood is boiling right now.
Are you really?
No. But, so we're going to pre-tape a show.
Yep.
We're gonna pre-tape
Because
a show
you guys have other plans.
No, you're coming with us.
I wasn't invited. I'm not even on
Why does everybody need a freaking invite?
I'm just learning about it now.
It's on the I got it all over my Instagram.
It's on the internet.
I am honestly a little hurt that you're not paying attention.
That's the real issue.
That's the real issue.
That's the real issue.
You're not even paying attention to what I'm doing.
You know what he's doing.
I don't have time for the
now
interwebs.
he's going to lean on the dad thing.
He
now all
posted
of a sudden
92
it's a dad
times.
issue.
He posted 92 times. You can't click
92
like.
times. In fact, the flyer had like mystery characters, and every week I posted again.
Every week he's posting it. 2 times a week.
Are we friends on Instagram? Is that what it was?
Yes, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sorry for screaming.
Sounds like he might not be your friend.
I apologize to
That's
the
what
listeners.
seems
All
like.
right, so can we tell the people what's actually happening on Wednesday, and we'll figure out if I'm invited or not?
So while everybody's
third.
fighting over the tailgates, and come to my tailgate, this tailgate. My new idea is now, okay, I'm going to throw the tailgate before the tailgate. Right?
Okay.
Big games, we're going to do.
Yep.
And my friends over at Live Casino absolutely love it. They got a DJ, they got the band, the photo booth is going to be there, and all we do is say, hey, listen, if you're in town for the game, if you're looking for a place to party that's close to the stadium, but free parking and all that, no cover, totally free. As long as you're 21 plus, you go center bar at Live Casino from 8 to 12. If you didn't see it on the internet, which clearly Jason didn't, it's all over the place. 8 to 12, absolutely come, have a good time. Malik, Angelique.
Malik?
Yeah, Malik's going to be there. The Fit Dad CEO, like a ton of Eagles content creators are going to be there. It's just going to be a way. And consider this your cordial invitation, even though I didn't feel. Yeah,
I appreciate it. And all three of us are on the flyer. It's great.
Perfect. I'm gonna post another one, which is Jason's big ass head.
Just my dome.
Just big ass head. Make sure you come to the thing because Jason is gonna.
I'm print that out and frame it. Put it in my basement. I love it. I'm in. Absolutely.
So we got that going on tomorrow. The Dorney Park thing. Please, Shay, if you're in that area or can get to that area, check it out. Brandon Graham is an absolutely unbelievable person to be around, and he will take pictures, sign autographs. Probably shotgun a few of his tees. What is spike tees he's into now?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good time. And then please join us at Live Casino right there on Packer Avenue, right by the stadium. September 3rd from 8 to 12 at Live Casino Center Bar. It's going to be a phenomenal time to celebrate the night before dropping the banner. The tailgate before the tailgate, Jason. You're cordially invited.
You got to stay ahead of the curve. I appreciate the invite. I'm not going to go, but I appreciate the invite.
I'll
be there.
We're going to pre-tape the show. It's going to air at 7 because we got to mosey our way on over there. So, Jenny, if you're listening, I'm going to need to borrow him for a little bit.
Yeah, Dad's out. Dad's out. Yep.
Dad needs
I got to
boy
work.
Time. Dad needs boy time.
I got a job, hon.
Anything else we got going on or want to say before we get on out of here?
Thank you, Andrew, for producing the show.
Thank you, Andrew, for producing the show.
Anytime, guys.
Making yourself useful.
No fights this time. Right? Last time we were with Andrew, didn't we? We had the nonsense going.
Yeah, let's keep it that way.
Yeah,
right?
No arrests.
No arrests while we're on a live show.
I don't know. Give it to September 4th, and there might be a call. Hey, I might be calling you, dialing for dollars. Jason, I'm sorry about the banner drop party. Can you get me out of jail, please? I need bail money.
I got you.
So anyway, live from the Xfinity Lounge right here on PHLY, we'll be seeing you every single Wednesday, airing live at 7 o'clock. Can't wait for this season. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
We all silly like the mayor.